All right, so moving on, now we're focusing on the bottom of my wheel here. Again, focusing on 2 primaries at a time and the area in between the 2. So here we have blue as my next primary color that I'm going to block in. So add a little bit of water to my watercolor. I feel like I've added quite a bit of water here. As you can see, the blue, it's really, really runny. So I'm going to add a bit more pigment. Just so that it's the same viscosity as the rest of them. There we go. So I feel like I've got a lot of paint here, a little too much paint for my liking. When it gets blotty like that, you want to just take off a little bit of paint and just stretch this one out. And move the brush sideways to get into that smaller space. Okay, so if you want to make the blue a bit darker, wait for the bottom layer to dry. You can always do another layer with using watercolors. Again, you have to wait for the bottom layer to dry and then do the top layer. Okay, in the meantime, we can think about creating our secondary color here by introducing some of the blue into yellow. So I'm going to take some of the blue and I'm going to bring it into my yellow here. And I'm going to mix it, see if I need some more, if it's going to get straight to green here, maybe a little bit more. All right, let's test it out. Perfect. Some kind of a medium grass green. It's pretty crazy to think that all of these beautiful colors that we see and we know are actually products of these 3 primary colors. I was mind blown when I was younger and found this out for the first time. I thought it was pretty wild. Okay, so we've got a nice green. And then we want to create kind of between a blue and a green here, kind of a teal color. And we call this one a blue-green. So always, again, name a tertiary beginning with the primary color involved, dash the secondary color involved. So blue-green. And on this side here, we're mixing primary yellow with a secondary green. So in this case, this one is called yellow dash green. Okay, so let's test them out. We might actually start off with a lighter one here. Okay, so I'm going to take some of the green that I've created here and I'm going to mix it back into some yellow. And I need some fresh yellow. So I'm going to take my green and I'm going to scoop some into my yellow here. And it should give me a nice light, kind of a lime color. Oh my God, I feel like I've got too much water on here, so I'm just going to wipe my brush off a bit and then stretch what's left out. Okay, And on the other side, I'm going to have a blue green. So I'm going to take some of my green and I'm going to bring it into my blue. Sometimes just adding a tiny bit of water to your brush helps you stretch out the color. Actually, I may have regretted adding that water because now it's a little bit splotchy. So I'm going to wait till this dries. And then I might do another coat on top just to even out the color there. Until it's dry to the touch. Okay, and then you can go over it. So using watercolor is nice. It's almost like layering stained glass or Jolly Rancher candy. It's got that nice clear quality to it. And you can just gently layer it. But again, you have to make sure that the bottom layer is dry before you add a top layer. All right. Okay, and in the next clip, we're going to move on to this section of the wheel. We're focusing on these two primary colors, red and blue, and what we get by mixing those two.